With uncertainty and confusion about this Trump administration memo on federal spending, let's bring in one of the top oversight voices on Capitol Hill. Joining me now is Virginia Democratic Congressman Gerry Connolly. He is the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. So, Congressman, let's first start with this confusion that is playing out after seeing this OMB order. To your knowledge, what programs will be impacted? And for the many individuals in your district that work directly with funds from the federal government, I'm sure you're being inundated with phone calls. What are you telling them right now?
Well, because of the lack of clarity and specificity, a lot of people are assuming that their programs are shut down, that they can't go forward with contracts, with grants, with loans. And as a result, as your previous speaker just said, former governor of North Carolina, that can affect capital programs, transportation projects, construction projects, investment in new chips manufacturing projects. It affects nonprofits. It affects state and local government programs like community development block grants for mental illness, for SNAP, for childcare, you name it. Everything is affected by the federal dollar and the federal investment. And so I think they've unleashed chaos because they're sloppy and because their goal which is to refashion the federal government, is neither realistic nor desirable.
I want to put up some of your statement on Trump's recent moves. And this is what you said: freezing federal grants and loans that Congress approved, firing IGs without cause or legally required congressional notice, and implementing Schedule F is Project 2025. It is executive branch overreach, and it is unconstitutional. So I've heard this word over and over again today on Capitol Hill: overreach, unconstitutional, also illegal, a lot from many of your Democratic colleagues. But I think there are many people watching at home who have, they don't want the legalese answer or the political answer. They want to know, what can you do about it? If you think this is unconstitutional, what power do you have as a member of Congress to stop this?
Well, we can enter into litigation. We can mobilize the public. We can use the bully pulpit. We're in a reactive mode. We're in the minority. The American people decided to give a trifecta to the Republican Party, and this is the consequence of that. But that doesn't mean we're powerless, and it doesn't mean we're moribund or supine, and we're not going to be. We're going to be very outspoken. We're going to look at situations like this where they have overreached, and we're going to strike back. And that's what we're doing. I'm doing it right now on your program. Mm-hmm.
Are you worried that the legal process could take too long? I mean, how does that impact this decision-making process in your efforts to push back?
I am worried about that because the legal alternative can sometimes be arduous and take forever. We saw that, for example, in the prosecution of Donald J. Trump himself, right? It took too long, and justice was thus avoided and denied. But in this particular case, we have prior judicial rulings. For example, take impoundment. That is to say, an executive, the president, decides not to spend money duly appropriated lawfully by the Congress. The Supreme Court has already ruled that's unconstitutional. And Congress subsequently even passed legislation making it clear that no such power can be derived from the executive branch in the Impoundment Control Act of 1974. So we've got precedent, and that ought not to take long for a court to decide you don't have that power. You don't have the power to freeze money duly appropriated by the Congress intended to be invested by that Congress in our communities.
So let's talk about how your governor is reacting in Virginia. Glenn Youngkin, who is, of course, a supporter of Donald Trump, he is a Republican. He's calling the way your colleagues have reacted to this a partisan stunt. He said it's a partisan stunt to disseminate knowingly misleading information. He said it's dangerous, fear-mongering, and completely wrong. President Trump is doing what an executive should do at the beginning of his term, which is to find out where the money is, and where it is going. Is there any value in Donald Trump taking a look at how money is being spent and making sure that it's being spent appropriately?
Yeah, if that's what he was doing, but that's not what he's doing, is it? He's using, a bulldozer to get at apparently a narrow concern he's got in terms of the Green New Deal projects. Well, you're going to stop food stamp projects. You're going to stop mental, health investments. You're going to stop capital improvements for states and localities. I don't think that's at all a partisan reaction. I think you heard the Republican governor, former governor of North Carolina, tell you that he thought this was a misstep by the Trump administration. I agree with him rather than the current governor of Virginia.
So you are out with a letter this morning alongside Jamie Raskin, who's the ranking member on Judiciary, former Oversight ranking member and chair, about Trump's firing and reassignments of individuals inside the Justice Department over the weekend. That seems like that was a month ago because everything has happened so fast in this new administration. Do you feel that you and your Democratic colleagues are kind of a step behind reacting to this news because it is happening so fast? Do you feel like you need to speed up the way that you're handling your response and your opposition to the Trump administration?
No, I think we're pretty much on top of this. But I think implicit in your question is there's something we could do that we're not doing. And if you got ideas, I'm all for it. But, you know, we are in the minority. We're in a reactive mode. We're using the tools we've got. But the American people are going to see the consequences of providing a trifecta, Republican control of the Congress and the executive, and what that means in their daily lives. And it's not good. Yeah. And that's why having a check and a balance in our form of government was originated by the founders. And it's a necessary ingredient in making sure that power is corrected and power is limited.
All right, let me put that question a different way. Do you think that perhaps the Trump administration is doing this by design, throwing all these things at you at once so that it's difficult for you to respond and deal with them all?
Absolutely. I think it's the, flood the zone kind of strategy. But in the dysfunctionality of the Trump White House, which I think, can count on again, will be an opportunity for Democrats because they're going to stumble. I think they stumbled today. I think a freeze on all grants and loans and contracts is disastrous and affects every aspect of American life. And that brings it home to the average family in America. Hey, I didn't vote for this.
Okay. Congressman Gerry Connolly of Virginia, thank you so much for your time, sir. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Ryan. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.